All right. So I asked you last class to take a look at these 12 cities and to figure out what their common ratio is. So I would call this, because we're talking about infected people, I would call this an infection rate. But essentially, I'm asking you, what do we have to multiply by to get from one number to another? We know that these are going to be exponential. Okay, because when you're dealing with uh, infections, if you're dealing with things that are growing, they are almost always going to be exponential. But I asked you specifically to find what those infection rates were. Now, a lot of you guys ranked these on the most dangerous city to be in, and there are a lot of factors to go into that. So I appreciate the thought that you did. For example, you might have looked at how many new people are being infected every day. This looks like it has gone up by, let's see, that's 840. So add 65,000 people. Whereas this city, Philadelphia, has only gone up by 23,000 people. So regardless, it would seem like this is a more dangerous city to be in. So I'm not saying that you were wrong to have looked at other factors. I only want to go into how can we be so sure that we know how to find the common ratio. So essentially, we're saying, what do we have to multiply by to get from one to the next? And I want to just write this out real quick at the top. So we're saying 838,316 times something is going to give us 905,035. So we've done this before with addition. So for instance, if I said 7 plus what gives us 9, well, we can turn that into 9 minus 7 gives us that what? And the way we do that is by doing the opposite of addition. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to say, instead of 838,000 times something, we're going to say, well, what is 905,000 divided by 838,000? And it gives us, I got my calculator right here, 905,035 divided by 838,316. We get about 1.08 after we round. So to summarize, if you want to find a common ratio, we can always find the common ratio by dividing in the backwards direction. That's hard to read. If we divide backwards, that will tell us what we're going to have to do in order to multiply here. So when we divide this by this, we got 1.08. Means that if we multiply this times 1.08, it will give us this number. And we can just keep checking to see if it works in both directions, or if it continues to follow that pattern. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to see if it follows that pattern.